Well, we are live. Hi, everyone. We are on a Smart Match TV podcast, and today I have a very special guest for you. It's the CEO and Managing Director of a Matchmaker UK. She's the award-winning and certified international matchmaker, Lara Besbrode. I would love today to interview you and discuss all kinds of exciting topics about matchmaking, about business, about dating, and whatever else we can come up with. We can improvise always. So, Lara, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself because no one can introduce yourself better than you, obviously. I did my best, but I know I missed a few interesting points. So introduce yourself to the audience, how you would like to be introduced. It's always very nice to hear directly from everyone.
Super. Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much for inviting me to the SmartMatchApp TV podcast. I am Lara Besbrode, as you said, the Managing Director, CEO, founder of the Matchmaker UK. And I built this business 5 years ago at the start of the pandemic. And I am an international certified matchmaker, dating coach, transformation coach, and work very much in the space of supporting our UK and global clients and also supporting other matchmaking agencies on their marketing journeys too.
Amazing. I almost got it right, but I loved a couple of new bits in there. The transformation. I think we're gonna dive into that later today. I'm gonna make a mental note because I wanna talk about transformation because this is exciting for me in any area of life. Because no, evolving as businesses, evolving as people, evolving as species. Um, it's the key to life, to success.
Absolutely.
So my favorite question, I'll start with that, Lara. I ask this everyone always because I'm just amazed at how differently people come to the amazing industry of matchmaking. It's a very special industry, very exciting industry. And the journeys of my guests are so different, they're so inspiring. How did you make it to this wonderful industry? What is your special story?
It is quite a special story. Thank you, Tim. I have been blessed with having a very successful career. My career as an entrepreneur spans 35 years. I had a career in PR and marketing in central London, working with very famous people and very established global brands. I then had a career in Munich that spanned a number of years, an international career. I then had a digital marketing career, so it's all within the marketing and PR field, over 30 years back in the UK. And it was my journey into matchmaking culminated at the end of quite a complex international divorce around the time of my late 40s, early 50s. And I had been introducing people professionally, business to business, all my career, and I still do. And the one thing that always fascinated me and still fascinates me is people. I love people. I love working with people. I love being able to support people. And yet I found that by working, from my sort of marketing background, I found that I was looking for something new and exciting to move into, thinking that my journey into supporting people through love would be, dare I say, easier. And I decided to build this company. And it was based primarily on the fact my own experience of an international divorce, early 50s, not knowing anything about date apps or online dating because I had been married for so long, way before the digital era existed. And with my sort of international experience and also the requests from so many professional female and male friends of mine saying, we're in the same boat. We have no idea how to find somebody. We don't want to go on a date app. We're terrified. And I came up with the idea, and then I launched the domain, the matchmaker.uk, with my branding knowledge and my background marketing knowledge, thinking, how can I capture this? And this was in the start of 2020. And literally a month after I launched my business, we went into global pandemic and lockdown, which is, to answer your question, my route in was not because I had this sort of desire to come into matchmaking. It was my desire to be able to support friends and acquaintances from the business world who were approaching me saying, well, listen, maybe you can help us. So I put the ideas together. I did my certification, via the Global Love Conference at the start of the pandemic. And for me, there was nothing, if I'm honest with you, there's nothing I learned. I just knew that I needed to be certified to add kudos to what I was building, but there was nothing that I learned. I had been doing what I was, in essence, taught, have always been doing it within my businesses, because, of course, when you're working in marketing, PR, ultimately taking products and services and bringing them to market. And I've applied the same discipline to each and every one of our clients. We call our clients their own individual brands. Every person is unique. And, I do run my agency like a marketing and PR agency, and our clients are treated, to a very tailored approach. So thank you for asking anyway.
That is just amazing story. I'm gonna just paraphrase a couple of things because I think they are amazing points. You are treating, well, first of all, you come from business matchmaking. You were already matchmaking,
Yes,
just in
professional
business,
business matchmaking. That's right.
professional business
Not
matchmaking,
recruitment, business introductions, which I've done all my career.
and it was just part of you already. It was a normal part of your work,
Yeah.
normal part of your business, and you spotted the problem in the personal relationship, introductions, and well,
My
not
own problem too. Yeah.
and you from your own problem, and that was the inspiration for creating the Matchmaker UK
Yes.
company. And you are using your own marketing and business experience, specifically the marketing agency experience. And I love that. This is unique to you. I never heard that before. So this is
Yeah.
new for me. You're treating your clients, your wonderful clients, as individual brands.
Each one is an
You
individual brand, which is where very, very early on, right from the start, I was also offering the transformation side of the business. So the idea being, and the analogy that we have always used and still use, is, and this seems to be very apparent when I speak to lots of other agencies and so on and so forth, when people come to us and as potential clients and want to start this journey, their expectation is to put all of the work into the hands of the matchmaker or the matchmaking agency without coming ready. And when I mean ready, I mean from a transformation point of view, have they healed from past relationships and right back to childhood? Have they done the work on themselves? Are they in the best physical shape? Are they in the best emotional shape? Are they in the best mindset? What have they changed about themselves to bring them to market, as we say?
bring
And I
them to
use
market.
bring them
Yeah.
to market. So there's no point coming to us if you aren't prepared to work on yourself. So that our job is to present the best version of you as an individual brand. So that means we've got to get your house in order, whether it be losing weight, gaining weight, having some tweakments, having a new hairstyle, getting a makeover, having a dating wardrobe prepared by one of our stylists, working with one of the date coaches, working with a relationship coach, working with a divorce coach, working with our financial advisors to help you get you ready, because we can't go on the dates for our clients. We can only find them the opportunity. And this is where so many, and I hear this, so many mistakes flare up, where the anger is directed back towards the agency as to, well, that match isn't good enough, or your database isn't good enough. And ultimately, when you look at each client, no two clients are the same. No two service levels really are the same, because they're all their own individual brands. And so at the start of, the sort of the preliminary interview, to find out who they are before we've even considered taking them as a client, I will always ask them, what is it like if you put your house on the market for sale? Do you let them come and take the photos when you haven't fixed your yard, your garden, you haven't had a coat of paint put around the place, there's dirty washing in the sink in the kitchen, the bedrooms are all a mess? Absolutely not. If you want to get the best price for your house, or when you're selling your car or selling your business, then you give it a makeover. Now, I'm not suggesting that everybody who comes to us needs this, because a lot of clients and people that come to agencies have done the work, are ready, which is brilliant. However, nobody is perfect, and everybody has room for growth and learning and development. And that's where our transformation side of the business comes in. And it's also, and this is something that I know, again, a lot of agencies have sort of suggested to me, especially in this economic climate, whereby you may be struggling with your traditional matchmaking packages. If you have the opportunity to offer additional auxiliary services, for want of a better word, in our instance, transformation services, where they don't have to be internal to your agency, you can outsource them. So therefore, you've got an additional revenue stream, whether you're making commissions or making referrals to stylists, date coaches, hairdressers, fitness coaches, etc., or whether, like us, you have them in-house and you create that as a bundle of services. So I've been doing that since day one, and we still to this day are able to, when a client comes to us and we're creating brand X, and that's right down to, since day one, we create a beautiful bespoke profile that we have been using SmartMatchApp since the very, very beginning. We're able to create, we have a virtual photo shoot that all of our clients get. And again, we pioneered that in lockdown to enable us to do a
Virtual
professional, we do a virtual photo
virtual
shoot.
photo shoot. This is never
We
heard
we
that. This is
have
very
editorial photographers who've spent their career shooting fashion shoots and features, who take the photos of our clients through their smartphones. They then edit them in exactly the same way they would a photo shoot, and it's a fraction of the cost to a client. So again, when we were in lockdown, when I know that people were unable to have photos taken, it gave us a way to create the bespoke profiles. And then, of course, we'll hold out of that photo shoot, maybe there's 300 photos taken, we get 100 from the photographer, we edit it down to 20 that we want, and we use a photo brief, we guide the client what we're looking for. And that gives us an agency style. So our profiles are bespoke, and our client is able to feel that, they are a brand. They've got a beautiful profile, they've got beautiful photos, they've got the support of the auxiliary transformation team. Even if they don't need it at the front end of service, they may need it during service. We have clients that go on a tremendous journey with us, who start at point A and completely transform their physical self, their mental self. We may need to do new photo shoots. We may need to support our male and female clients at all different stages through their matchmaking journey. And for example, it's quite seasonal, isn't it? So if a client comes on board in the winter and is sending you ski photos, and we're having photos of them in thick clothing, come the summer, you can't be sending those photos. So you've got to be able to have the ability within your agency to switch up the brand, as we
Right.
say. So we are
Yeah.
switching up. So our clients will benefit from having a complete profile revision, new photos, whether they're working with the male or female stylists. You know, some of them come to us and say, you know, oh my goodness, you know, I have not been dating for years, or I've come from divorce, you know, and that client's journey, or I've been widowed and my wife chose my clothes all my life with her. I don't know how to start. So again, and again, that service is all provided online. So they can be anywhere in the world. They can tap into our male and female date stylists. Even the team, our team are all trained to be able to do um, date capsule wardrobe styling. So what they do is this is great fun. They'll have a Zoom call with the client or a WhatsApp call. The client will go to their wardrobe. They'll already have pre-discussed the type of outfits that they're looking for with a date outfit brief, and they will send photos of the outfit and the outfits on them as well. And the matchmaking team will help select for them either for their photo shoot or for their dating wardrobe. And we have our clients literally have their dating life with us and then their own work life. So when they're going on a date, it isn't this almighty shock or, oh my goodness, what do I wear? Or which outfit should I wear? They've got a little capsule wardrobe. So they are all completely individual. They're all their own little special brand. And it helps clients deal with things like rejection, which is like the dirty word, isn't it? And we don't call it rejection in my agency. We call it an NP. We call it a no progress. We do not use the word rejection because it's a dirty word in my agency. Nobody is rejected. Okay.
It's a negative
Because
word.
people
Let's
don't.
put it this.
A negative word. We have a no progress, and we don't even say no progress. We have an NP feedback form. And if that client isn't wishing to proceed, it's an NP feedback form, and we'll work through with them whatever the reasons are. And of course, within our service levels, 3 NPs in a row, you get hauled in front of me, and we have to do some work on unlocking what the self-limiting belief might be. So lots
Wow.
and lots of support.
Wow, it's just a lot to unpack here, a lot to process, to be honest. And I love the powerful connection, the parallel that you have to the concept of business, the concept of brand. Again, this is very unique to you, and I want to keep focusing on this because that's your know-how, that's your way of doing it. And I just want to keep
Thank
unpacking it
you.
a little bit because there's a lot of preparation that goes into a brand,
Yeah,
be it business brand or a
absolutely.
personal brand, right? And
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things, what we have found, and certainly what I have found in the 5 years that I've been heading up this business and watching it grow, is the one sort of fundamental part that stays the same is that often when a client reaches out to us, they have no strategy in place for themselves with dating. And again, our USP is that we create that dating strategy. It's your blueprint, it's your personal blueprint to you as an individual brand as to how we are aiming to roll out the dating journey for you. And the idea being as well, and this comes back to this whole additional revenue streams and being able to understand how to support your client and helping them to understand that we are not magicians and wizards and fairy godmothers. We cannot create unicorns that don't even walk this earth. But what we can do is we can give them the tools to do it better for themselves whilst we're searching, whilst we're headhunting, whilst we're introducing them to opportunity. And it is, again, it's not about, we don't use the word matches, it's opportunity. We don't guarantee matches in my agency. I
but you
ruled
create
that out.
opportunities. Yeah, you create opportunity.
We
That's
are,
wonderful.
it's unique opportunities to that individual brand, that person, because don't ask me how big our database is, which is obviously in its thousands now, but don't ask me how big our database is, because knowing the size of our database does not bring you your love partner. Because as I say to people, you're a unique brand. We may not even have met your special person yet. You're hiring us to go and find that person for you.
And by the way, this a person comes to you, obviously, like a business in the marketing agency comes to you because they need help with marketing. So a person comes to you because they need help with creating more opportunities or finding the long lasting, lifetime, healthy relationship. And to do that, sometimes, tell me if I'm wrong, you need to do rebranding. You need to do repositioning, because obviously if something is
Completely,
not.
completely that. And it's being brave enough and bold enough to be able to say to your client what needs to change. And the reason that I can comfortably say that is because I have transformed myself. I have lost 127 pounds, which is 57 kg. I've dropped 7 dress sizes whilst building this business in my 50s with a complete career pivot, whilst raising 3 children as a solo parent. I've done the work. So you can't say to me, I'm not prepared to wear makeup. I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to change my outfit. I'm not prepared to work on myself. All of these, I'm not, you know, that isn't going to work, because we are in the space of working. All matchmakers can only work with what we're presented with in the here and now. So if you come to us and your expectation is that we're going to go off and find you, I don't know, Brad Pitt and Madonna, etc., yet it's an unrealistic expectation. We are just not magicians. And this is something, again, and I hear it time and time again in, so many, WhatsApp matchmaker, WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups, and the dialogue on the, in the chatter amongst agencies about the complexity with clients. And if at the beginning of the journey you outline what work needs to be done to be able to achieve the results that they are looking for, then you can save yourself a lot of headaches. It's being able to say no to people who make inquiries whose expectations and self-limiting beliefs are going to be difficult to be able to work with. They don't want to do the work. They're very closed. It doesn't matter how senior level that individual is. It doesn't matter how wealthy they are. And I learned very, very early on, very, very early on, I'm not swayed by how successful and wealthy somebody is as to whether I should take them on as a client at all.
Yeah.
I would rather, we have to be able to work with people who are open-minded and want us to take them on a guided expert journey of discovery through dating and being introduced to people that they would perhaps never ordinarily meet. And that's, again, taking them out of their comfort zone, opening their eyes to learning that it isn't all about the visual, being able to
No.
take
Yeah.
time.
It's not just about swiping left and right, and there's a
Yeah,
lot of
it's a long curated expert approach. And so I'm fortunate that we're able to say no a lot more than we choose to say yes, to the type of clients that we represent in our bespoke matchmaking side. But then that also, over the last couple of years, because of the way that the market has changed, and similarly you'll probably experience with your business, Tim, it's being able to expand different elements to your business that support your business. So we
yeah.
have our core bespoke matchmaking services, which are of course quite similar to most bespoke matchmaking agencies, but then we have all of the auxiliary transformation services, which have expanded into date coaching and transformation coaching, so they can be purchased as standalone or as bolt-ons. And then we have a sister brand where if people are not able to meet the pricing point, and I don't like to say the word people can't afford, because there are people who approach us who are extremely financially secure, who maybe do not want to invest in a full bespoke matchmaking agency. And yet there are people who might be small business owners or, employed people who are on a much lower end salary, and they really do want to invest their life savings into bespoke matchmaking. It's really a case of working out what type of investment the potential client wants to make. And so we have a sister brand that offers a whole raft of differently priced services and different bundles of packages, so that we're able to service absolutely anybody and everybody with something, even if it's just a power hour with me to support them and get them started.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do, because there is a lot of I guess there's a market, and there's a lot of people who are dealing with loneliness and maybe even desperation. So I think there's a lot of work to be done in that area, and I think approaching it with your sort of business-like, very structured, very strong message, and very strong preparation for personal branding is what a lot of people need, to be honest. There has to be a confident uh, approach in transformation, almost like change, like a makeover in many cases. I totally see
You
that.
have to, absolutely. The most, in sort of most basic terms, whatever the individual single person has been doing that has led them to our door, it hasn't worked.
Yeah,
However it looks, it hasn't worked. So when they reach out to a matchmaking agency, they're looking for a solution. And it's how that solution to their pain points um, will fit that individual in line with the investment they
yeah,
want to make and the work they want to do. And I think that's something that perhaps raises its head as a struggle for some agencies or some individuals, especially, from my sort of recent chat with agencies, those who haven't harnessed a strong social media digital marketing presence out there as we have, because we're very visible because of my background, my knowledge, but we're very visible out there on social media,
yes,
through our website, in the media, with the PR work that I do, as my sort of in my space as a dating expert, as a transformation expert, but also all of my team who are pumping out daily incredible information to help people on their dating journey. Not only talking about, oh, this is my client testimonial, this is my success, giving people knowledge and advice to help them and support them, which in return for us as an agency brings trust, and it's reputation building. People are looking at our website, they're looking at me, they're looking at my team, they're looking at our success stories, but most important, they want to know that if they come to you, they can trust you to help them on this journey. So again, the importance of this whole sort of having an overarching marketing strategy. And this is how, I've run the agency. Not a lot's changed. Our website hasn't changed. Our branding hasn't changed. We've got a real slick way that we work people through the journey, through the onboarding. It's very, very similar to how we used to onboard clients in my previous marketing agency, not in a fast manner, in a manner that makes them feel that they are processing in the onboarding journey to get started.
yeah,
What we're not doing is, I've spoken to other agencies where clients aren't seeing anything for 6 weeks. They're not
yeah,
having any opportunity sent for 6 weeks to 2 months. Or, we hear that clients have come from other agencies saying, well, I signed up for a year, I got nothing. And I always say to these kind of clients, you didn't get nothing. That agency was working for you, because if there's one thing we all need to do is to support each other, even when the negative
right,
feedback
correct.
comes. on another agency. And I'll always say to them, there wasn't nothing. And then, of course, they'll say, oh, well, I was sent this person, I was sent that person, it wasn't right. And I say, well, you definitely got something. But what might be different with that agency compared to our agency is from the minute that I do the first interview with you, we're learning about you. We're creating your brand from the minute that you've made your inquiry, and we're learning about you a little bit like our own little AI, but we're learning about you, with you, and then very swiftly, we're able to make the first presentation, normally within a month, to them,
Amazing.
which I think is quite important.
Amazing, amazing, Lara. We are running kind of to the end of the podcast because of the late start. I think we need to do another follow up because there's so many questions that I wanted to ask that I didn't have a chance. But before we end this podcast, sorry, I would like to cover at least two more things, if you don't mind. I think we can still pack them in before the end of the podcast hour. One of the questions that I always get from matchmakers is about technology. And we are a technology company, as you know. We are the number one matchmaking CRM, and we help dating professional matchmakers and connectors to put the technology together in a bag. And with your strong background, I would like to ask you, what is it that you like about smart match technology, how it helps in your business, and why would you recommend it to other fellow matchmakers, specifically in the technology and database driven world
Yeah.
nowadays? So if we can try to unpack this question a little bit, at least before the end.
Yep, absolutely. So I've been as soon as I launched my business and discovered SmartMatch, I signed up based on my understanding and knowledge of CRM. And as we've grown and SmartMatch has grown, we absolutely live and breathe. Our business runs through SmartMatch. We run two CRMs. We have our sales inquiry CRM is with HubSpot, and
Paramount, yeah.
yeah, and only when they become a client do they, or when they make their inquiry inbound, we move them over to SmartMatchApp. And SmartMatchApp gives us so first of all, the technical support that we've always had from you has been exceptional. It's swift, it's instant. The support, if there are any questions. In the early days when we were building our functionality on SmartMatchApp, your support team, and believe it or not, even though I work in digital marketing, I'm a natural technophobe. And so having the team of experts that listened to what my company needed and then built our SmartMatch interface as to how we were going to use it. We don't use SmartMatch for search because I like my team to do the search work. They have to do the search work. And the way that we have SmartMatch built, we don't use it for the matchmaking elements that it offers. We use it to store our clients' data effectively, store our clients' photography. We use it to draw down profiles. We don't issue profiles from SmartMatch. We like to send the links to our clients. It works beautifully for us, seamlessly. As SmartMatch has expanded and developed and added new functionality, we've been able to learn that. We're still learning. There's a lot more that we still want to do within SmartMatch, which we're constantly speaking to the technical team and getting up. The great thing is we receive videos, and it's really great. If you're a busy agency, then the team, they receive the video, the learning video, and then they go off and learn it, and then they integrate it. And if they get stuck, they're able to reach out to your support team. So for anybody starting out, regardless of whether you think the investment is too high, I can't even remember what we pay, but regardless of that, it is an integral part of being a modern agency. And I can tell you feedback from our clients when we collaborate with other agencies, and other agencies are still using PDFs. As far as we're concerned, data protection and client confidentiality is the number one category in my company for us to observe and be able to share with our potential client. And the feedback we've had from our clients is that they absolutely love the bespoke digital profiles they receive from us. They love the fact that the profile is timed, the link disappears, so the profile
Oh,
isn't
you
floating
learned
around.
you learned that feature. You can actually
Oh,
limit them. Yeah.
we have we are able, we can see, we can track when other agencies have opened them, when the potential other person has opened them, or when it's disappeared. We track it. We're able to we analyze how quickly our clients or other clients or other agencies.
Oh, you are technically savvy. I love to hear that. I need to reach out to you and do some kind of a
Okay,
webinar
so
about
we do
just
this.
using.
Yeah, we do a lot of this because it helps us understand the client's journey. And I had a client that renewed the other day based on he had seen other agencies, seen how they worked, loved the way that we worked, and it came back based on the efficiency of the profiling that we were able to send out. And the beauty is for
Thank
sort of
you.
a new
Thank
a
you for
new
sharing that.
individual is
Yeah.
you can tailor your profile.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
sharing that. This is wonderful information. And I hope the matchmakers who are watching it, and we do have a lot of matchmakers watching this show because they pick up the tips from fellow matchmakers and learn something about technology they need
Yeah,
to learn. You're not the only one. A lot of matchmakers are like, well, actually, you're quite business savvy, quite technology savvy, from my understanding. Quite a few matchmakers are quite beginners in the technology, and and they need to learn and to evolve with the technology and the
yeah.
database usage, but
It's a
that's what the
selling
show
point.
is about. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
selling
we're
point.
probably going to have to do a follow-up for sure, because there is a lot to talk about technology wise for this wonderful community. How can people find you? Be it singles, hopefully lucky singles who are on their journey to find love and to build that long-lasting dream-like relationship, or matchmakers who are building their businesses or running their businesses or wanting to take their business to the next level. How
Yeah.
do they find you, collaborate with you, become your
Okay.
clients?
It's a very, very easy website to remember. www.thematchmaker.uk. Okay.
Okay, that's
Doesn't
the
get
place to go.
That's the website. On the website, you can click the inquire button and book in a complimentary discovery call. You can reach out to me via the Matchmaker UK Facebook website, Instagram. You can also follow me at Lara Besbrode 1 on Instagram, where I have a Linktree link there where you can click on and access absolutely everything from transformation to discovery calls to everything on my own Facebook or
Yeah.
Instagram, and you can
And
also
we will
find me.
post everything in there. We will post everything below. All the links, guys. Don't worry about it. You don't have to remember, take notes. All the links, just click there. Highly recommend to click to check all the channels, because you're going to learn and you're going to have opportunities. We talk about today opportunities,
Opportunities.
relationships.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Relationships are opportunities, and that's this huge opportunity for me to meet you today, to learn about today. I use it to the not to the full potential. We need more time, but I want to continue this conversation. um, uh, we can focus more on dating tips, we can focus more on success stories next time. There's so much more I would like to uncover. You are a wonderful you're a wonderful how do you say that, person to talk to, interviewee, or podcastee.
Thank
You're
you.
wonderful to talk to, and you're very generous with your time and
Thank
with your knowledge. So thank you so much on behalf of our viewers, on behalf of my colleagues and everyone. And I hope to see you again on the podcast. Thank you.
you. Yeah, wonderful. It would be a real pleasure. Thank you.